Hey, it's Pupmeister, and welcome to Let's Play episode 40. So today we're going to the other side of the mountain that's behind me, and we're going to dig a whole chunk down to bedrock. I've seen it done before, and I'm just kind of interested to see what kind of things we might come across, especially considering it's completely random as to where I'm digging. So let's get started. I'm basically just kind of looking for a flat area on the other side of the mountain here to do our dig. I think somewhere around here should be good. So let's take a look. Of course it's going to start raining. Of course it is. Oh, and lightning. I think this is a good chunk. So let's start by digging down in each of the corners. That's right there. And another corner there. And another corner there. So I only brought one shovel and 2 picks because I know the shovel is really only going to be useful for the first, I don't know, 5 or 6 levels maybe as I dig through the dirt. Although I guess I might come across some gravel, which I hope I don't. Alright, so let's do this because I kind of want to make this obvious. And this corner, I don't know, is a little off, so. Okay. Excellent. And there we go. Okay, so let's get rid of all these higher areas since we're going to be going down in this whole chunk area. And in case you're wondering, to see the chunk borders, it's F3 and G. Alright, so let's go another whole level here. And efficiency, of course, certainly helps when you have a lot of blocks to dig. Am I gonna fix little things like this? Well, I think I just gave you the answer. Okay, I'm just gonna do that just to clarify where this is. All right, and down we go for another level. And although at this point, I really don't need to keep the chunk border on, I think I'm going to anyway, just for fun. Okay, we're starting to get to the stone. So the shovel is coming to an end very soon. Now by doing this, we're going to probably have all the dirt and all the stone that we could ever want. We're already going up and down with the stone and dirt. All right, so we're getting full. So I did bring a shulker box. And until I have everything full at home, I'm going to keep collecting. I wonder, as I'm digging here and realizing I'm digging myself a hole, literally, how am I going to get back up? I mean, I have a bucket of water. I could climb like that. I could create stairs in the side of this. Or I could go get my ladders because I have a ton of ladders. That might be it. All I see is stone now. And of course, we're going to get a lot of minerals and coal and all that kind of stuff by doing this as well. So there may be method to my madness. I kind of want to get my ladders. So for now, I'm going to go get them and I'll be right back. All right, I'm getting back and it's getting dark. So just for fun and protection, I'm going to put some torches around the edge of my little dig here. And that hopefully will keep some of the mobs in such a way. Okay, so we're back in, and I have a stack and 7 of ladders. So this will keep me going for quite some time. And I think I'm just gonna put the ladders maybe over here. I'll come up next to a torch maybe, something like that. And then let's keep digging, see what I come across. I also got rid of all the dirt and stone back at base already that I had already mined, just so as we go, I'm not gonna fill up my chests even more. They've been emptied once, so that's good. And I'm not gonna make a whole video of me digging. I don't know, would that interest you? As I come across things, or as I go down a number of levels, I will come back. And as we come across coal, hopefully that will mend my pickaxe a little bit. And as you can tell, I turned off the border chunk since it's kind of obvious that we are in it now. And as we go down, I'll just keep adding a ladder, at least until these 3 more are gone. Just, you know, it frees up a space for stuff. So another level down, and we've got some more coal, a little bit of copper, and like I said, a bunch of gravel. So I guess my shovel's going to be coming back out. Well, as you can see, I think I'm going to get a lot of flint by digging all this out. Wow, look at all the flint. Holy. If you're wondering, I do have Fortune 3 on my shovel. That's why you're seeing so much flint pop up. And now, let's see, we've got 1331 durability out of 1561. So let's see what this chunk of coal does as far as healing, mending our pickaxe. See if it has any major... Doesn't seem like I'm getting a lot. No, let's check it out. So we went from 1331 to 1374. Well, every little bit helps, I guess. I suppose as it becomes evening, we should definitely get that bed out because we don't want things spawning in our chunk that we are digging. Although, perhaps at a certain level, maybe when we hit deep slate or something like that, maybe we'll just go through a night and sort of make it like a cage match. You know, see what spawns, and I have to take it on. That might be fun. Until then, let's keep going. Okay, I'm hearing my first mobs around here. So we could definitely have some kind of a cave or cavern underneath there. I was just thinking of getting some TNT and clearing a few levels. And I think I'm still going to do that. I think I'm going to go get some, or create some, / craft some. So I'm going to go grab some TNT. I'm going to make some TNT and see how that works. Oh, and you guys were coming to get me, were ya? Get me while I'm in my hole. Bad Omen 3. I can work with that. You know, I like the way it works now much better than before. Because before, now I would have the omen on, and when I enter my village, a raid would automatically begin. Now you actually have to drink the potion for a raid to begin. So I think I like that much better. It gives you a lot more control. So I went and got some TNT. I actually made 12 TNTs, but I didn't want to use up all my gunpowder. And then I realized, hey, I've collected TNT from all over the place. And I had 46 of those. So altogether, I have 58 TNTs. And of course, I just realized I have nothing to light it. That's how often I use TNT. So maybe I'll just, instead of going back and getting flint and steel, we all know I can get as much flint as I want. There you go, there's flint right there. But I'm going to have to come across some iron somewhere. And then I can just make one. And that is when we will use our TNT for the first time. So the question is, how long is it going to take to come across some iron? Lots of copper, but no iron so far. And in this corner where we heard the mobs before, it's quiet. Down another level here. I'm almost contemplating going and getting some iron just to make the flint and steel we need in order to light some of this TNT, because it's taking way too long to come across some iron. And TNT would expedite this process quite quickly. Come on, we're finding lapis, but we're not finding iron yet. Come on. And I really feel like just going up and getting some iron. We're not getting iron like we thought we might. Of course, now that I'm gonna get the flint and steel, I bet you the very next level will have iron. Okay, well, we didn't have to go all the way back because I just kind of remembered I have my ender chest and I have a flint and steel in the ender chest. So, like I said before, I don't use TNT that often. So let's just light these two and see how big it is. Well, not that big. Okay then. Interesting that this one piece way over here. I'm going to try one on top because, you know, maybe it'll react differently. All right. Well, when it comes to stone, the TNT isn't all that amazing. Yeah, it's really not doing that much. Let's put her down one. Huh. Well, I guess it's clearing a little more than, you know, it's helping. Sort of helping. And sort of making me have to fix a bunch of stuff. See what that does. Well, I was hoping the TNT would do a little more damage, you know, per TNT. But, you know, I guess it's all helping. I guess I was expecting more. Maybe I'm thinking dirt, you know, when TNT goes off in dirt, well, then you lose a lot, right? But stone's a little harder, so. Well, I think we found the cave that we heard mobs in. I think we're okay this way. Now this way goes right under where we're going to be blasting. It's down here. Probably some lava. It's a fairly big cave. Well, that'll speed things up, won't it? If we don't have to dig all this up. And you know what? All this time, I don't think I've seen a single piece of iron. So I guess it's a good thing I brought that flint and steel when I did. Well, we're going to have less and less to dig as this cavern opens up here. We've come a fair ways because remember, that's sort of where it started and it kind of came down on an angle. So we've been digging. There's some mobs over there. Still not seeing any iron. It's like iron doesn't exist over here. My first iron. Check that out. Well, maybe I'll take some. And of course, I've run out of room as I want to take some. So we are all full, but we made it down to level 37 before we had to go and empty things out. Okay, we are back. I have completely unloaded all of my shulker boxes. I am completely full of cobblestone, so that is just garbage to me now. I also repaired my shovel and my pickaxe with my XP farm, which I can certainly put the link at the end of this video if you don't have a decent one to do things like that for you. Our second iron. Man, we had to go a long way to get that iron. Well, we continue on our way down here. We're now at level 31. I went down there and found a geode, so I got some of that stuff. But it's been pretty boring in this area. Even the cave we had didn't last very long, and it wasn't very big. So I've started thinking of other methods I could use to dig faster. So I'm thinking moss, perhaps, turning all this into that and then digging it faster. There's end crystals I could blow up, see how big of a hole they make. But until I go back to empty my stuff or go back home to my base, I think I will continue here and keep on digging until either I have to go back or I just get bored of doing this and I want another method. I am getting a little bored, so I think maybe we'll do the cage match right now. And I'll just keep digging. I'm not going to sleep like I usually do. And I'm just going to keep digging and see if something spawns. Maybe if I'm lucky, a few creepers might spawn and help me blow up some of this stone. Well, nothing has been spawning. I wonder if there's some sort of restriction for spawning, like you can't spawn in the same chunk or something like that. Well, if that's the case, if things can't spawn in the same chunk that I'm in, then I guess I don't need to worry about sleeping, do I? Nothing will ever spawn and attack me. I was kind of hoping something would, though. But nothing. And the light up there is way far away. Something could easily spawn here, as far as light sources are concerned. I guess let's just double check here. What's the light? 15? From the sky? What? Way down here? I don't know, man. I don't know if I agree with that. A light level of 15? Well, no wonder nothing is spawning down here. Well, it seems like it's been raining forever, so I can't sleep because it's daytime. So I think it's time to go back And I'm going to try some moss and some end crystals and see what kind of explosions or quicker mining we can do with that stuff. And if we take a look, I now have moss blocks. I've got lots of bone meal. I brought my ancient breaker because that'll help with the moss blocks. And I brought one end crystal just to see what it would do because I don't have a lot of gas tiers. So I had to make do. So let's just... Oh, you know what? I can't place the end crystal because I forgot to bring some obsidian. Actually, I think I might have some obsidian in my chest. Yes! Excellent. All right. All is not lost. Gotta love that ender chest. Okay. So I kind of want to put it down there because I want it to blow up a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Now, the one thing I don't want it to blow up is me. Can I place it? Can I place it down there? Does it need more room? Why can I not put it there? Why? Why? Oh, there we go. Okay. I guess I just needed to be down there. Okay, so where's my shield? Something tells me I better get ready with my shield. Okay. Well, it did blow up a chunk, but, you know, it's still not a heck of a lot, really. In comes our next thing, and this is going to have a major impact. I already know. Look at that. I just have to put a moss block down and then just keep bone mealing it. And it'll keep spreading and spreading. Look at that. It'll be tons and tons and just keep spreading and spreading. Of course, it won't touch any ores, which I guess is a good thing. And look at that. Just spread and spread and spread. Look at that. All right, so now it's going to give you a bunch of azalea trees too. So there's that. And then, of course, you might get wheat seeds. All right, let's do this. Look how much faster that is. That's crazy fast. Now you're gonna get like a crap ton of moss blocks. They're all over the place. There's some seeds, some carpet. I knew I'd get that too. Moss carpet, I think. I think that was what it's called. But look at that. I cleared out a whole level almost, like just like that. So let's take a look here. So we got, what, 3 flowering azaleas, 14 regular azaleas. We've got, wow, I'm not sure how many I brought, but now we have almost 3 stacks of moss blocks, 21 wheat seeds, 30 moss carpets. So, yeah, it's going to give you a lot of stuff. And then, of course, if you don't want some of it, like I don't really want moss carpets, I have no need for seeds, and I really actually don't need all these moss blocks either. And there you go. Wow. Now some of this I might want, right? Like if if you're collecting andesite or diorite or something like that, then you can grab those. Okay, here we go again. I'm just gonna place it there. You can just place it anywhere, and then boom. Just goes crazy. Goes crazy. Look at that. Look at that. I do like this. Look how quick it is. I don't think I would have cleared this level so quick with just a pickaxe. You know what I'm saying? Well, we're going deeper and deeper. You might wonder what happened here. Because it looks like a massive bomb went off, but of course we know. We've tried all the different bombs, so we know this is not the work of a bomb. But what it is the work of is a combination of the moss and a whole bunch of dirt and gravel, which I just continued to mine out. And that's how we got this massive crater-looking thing. But it's getting us there, slowly but surely. You can see all the deep slate that's starting to appear. So we're getting deeper and deeper, that's for sure. Man, this clears levels so much faster. It's just, why did I do it any other way? And now all I have to do is take a few of these guys out that were missed. And I've decided not to dig down and just to keep going on the same level. It just makes things so much faster. And this is probably the zombies I heard down there. It looks like I need to get rid of a few of these things again. Ooh, diamonds! Boy, did I dig in the right place there. I can't even pick them up because I was digging to get rid of things. Nice. What is that, 6? I think that's 6 diamonds. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Okay, well, back up I go, because as you can see, my ancient breaker is almost broken. 238 left. So I could probably do another row, but why should I risk my ancient breaker? And while I'm back there, since I'm on my last potion for the XP farm, well, maybe I'll make that extra automatic brewer. Oh! Well, there you go. I didn't grab the ladder in time that time. I almost died. Wow. Don't try this at home, boys and girls. Okay, let us continue. Now that everything has been mended, everything is back in the game. Oh, I forgot my ladders. Oh, that's not good. I just realized I forgot my ladders, which is not a big deal. I can just pile up to there and I'll go get them. But I am running out of bone meal. And it's funny how one project will give you multiple projects. I've already built the second auto brewer. However, now I have to make a skeleton farm. And it just so happens that I know where a skeleton spawner is. So I'm going to have to make a skeleton farm there. So I think what I'm going to do is make a separate video on how to make a skeleton spawner farm. That way I'll get lots of bones for bone meal, and you guys can see how to make a skeleton farm. And I will link it. We are at level minus 52 now, minus 52. So we only have about 10 more levels to go, and we'll call it done. And as you can see, we are reaching the bottom. We have our first bedrock starting to peek through. I think we're good. I think we're good. And there's not going to be anything under these except more bedrock, so I think we're good. Unless you think, should we do absolutely every brick to say we did it down to bedrock everywhere? All right, we did it. We did an entire chunk from top to bottom and completely mined out the entire chunk. So let's go back and see what we got. And in the end, was it worth it? I've often seen it done, and I've never done it. So it was certainly an experience, and testing all the different ways that we tried. But the moss, hands down, is definitely the best way. It's the least expensive, and it does the best job. And let's take one last look down. Woo! All the way. That certainly was a project and a half. So now that we are back, we got about 3.5 stacks of diamonds. We got probably 4, almost 5 stacks, maybe 4.5 stacks of redstone. All the deep slate and cobblestone that you could hope for. If we look down, and I think we got like quite a bit of dirt too. I think we got like almost 2 full rows of dirt. And yeah, we got like probably 12 or 13 stacks of lapis. We got all this and a little more, I think, of copper. And we did get a little bit of gold. Not much, but we did get a little bit. Completely, oh, no, not completely, almost completely filled up the cobblestone. Here, I'll put my last one in there. There we go. We filled it up. So we got like a ton of cobblestone. And of course, we got a whole bunch of diorite, a whole bunch of granite, whole bunch of andesite. So we did pretty good. We did pretty good. And not only that, but we did our second auto brewer here. I made a one for Splash Potion of Infestation, so I could continue to mend my hoe and other things, pickaxe, etc. And way back there, sorry, shaking again, way back there, we have our skeleton spawner that we also did because of our project. So we did quite a few things. The skeleton spawner, of course, will be a separate video. I'll link that at the end of this. As the sun sets, so does our video. So thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great day. Now you know what it's like to dig out a chunk and what you get. Oh yes, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.